Hi, my name's Pam Vandenberg. I'm the mother of Carl Vandenberg, who's a second grader here at Erie Elementary School. He's 8 years old, and this year is sort of a watermark year for us because he just tested proficient in reading. To other parents, that might not be a big thing, a big hurrah, because it's something many parents take for granted that their child will be a proficient reader at second grade. But for us, with a child who's been diagnosed with dyslexia, it is a huge reason to celebrate. The reason that we're celebrating and the reason that I'm on camera today with you is that the Orton-Gillingham method is what really caused this boy to come up level after level after level. We discovered, after working with him intensively and being good parents about trying to introduce him to his letters, their sounds, the look of them, that he was just not getting it the regular way. We had him enrolled at a private kindergarten, half days in the afternoon, and it just got worse and worse in terms of how far he fell behind in a traditional setting. And so I called my uncle's tutor, Jean Osmond, who has worked with the Orton-Gillingham method for decades. She has trained hundreds, maybe thousands of kids who are dyslexic how to read, and she trained my uncle how to read better in the 1980s when he was 37 years old. So I called Jean. Jean diagnosed Carl with dyslexia, and then she began working with the Orton-Gillingham method, teaching both Carl and me via Skype how to learn the alphabet in this way. I can't begin to tell you what a difference that made. She also had the inside information on the fact that Ron Yashimoto, also a celebrated Orton-Gillingham method instructor, was teaching teachers here at Erie Elementary School in Colorado, where we live in Erie, Colorado, which I think is just beyond coincidence. So midway through Carl's kindergarten year, I called Erie Elementary and double-dipped through Erie Elementary. I had him go here in the morning and to the private school in the afternoon. And that is when we really put Carl into afterburner when it came to getting him moving forward in these levels of reading. I just can't say enough about how the before and after of this picture. When he came to Erie Elementary learning the traditional way, he was so poor in his visual memory that he did not recognize the. And this is not for lack of due diligence on our part. He just needed a new way to understand letters. And so the combination of us working with the Orton-Gillingham method at home with Jean Osmond via Skype from Rochester, Minnesota to Erie, Colorado, and that coupled with the OG method that they were using here at Erie Elementary is something I call a full court press on a child who needs that kind of intervention. And so we worked that year. And he came up level after level in his kindergarten year. And then we worked in first grade, and he continued to chase his class up through those levels that are incremental to what he is now celebrating, which is proficient reading. And so I'm here to tell you today that the Orton-Gillingham method is something that works for a typical kid, but it really works for a kid who struggles in a traditional setting to learn how to read. And in the end, doing this full court press, having Orton-Gillingham used at home and at school in a very concerted way made all the difference. And I'd like to say that it made not only a difference in how he's tested finally at second grade at being a proficient reader, I think it's been a game changer for him, because Carl, like so many children who struggle to read, could have been a kid who said, "School's just not for me. I'm not a person who's good at school." And I think by the time Carl graduates from high school, which I'm confident he'll do, I think he will say, "School is for me. I'm good at school. I'm a good reader." And that's because of the Orton-Gillingham method. So thank you so much for teachers, practitioners of this method. It's helped parents like me be able to get a kid from one trajectory to another. Thank you so much.